moment.
That's the fight that everybody want to see.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so
I understand it, but don't lie or cap to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be capping on the net.
Man, great. Bud always been like that. Without a question, South. You know what I'm saying? South.
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight.
I wouldn't do nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. Hey, he looked at excellent.
Is there anybody most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights to undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jerron Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jerron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
The whole boxing world stopped when word got out that Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis were finally talking to each other about a real deal. This isn't a fantasy match that people tweet about. The one fight that fans have been asking for since Crawford shocked boxing by moving up to 168 and taking all of Canelo Alvarez's belts is now less than a week away. Several sources say the amount being discussed is close to $300 million, a number only used for era-defining games, a number only used when the sport knows everyone will be watching. Today, we're going to talk about why this fight is so big in the fighting world. This could be the toughest challenge of Bud's career. Here's how we got here, and how Boots became the man people call the new prophet. Let's start. People thought Terence Crawford was taking a risk when he moved up to super middleweight. They said he was too old, too slow, and too small. Canelo was a boxer everyone looked up to, too big, too strong, too skilled. But Crawford didn't just beat him, he beat him badly. It looked like he had been fighting at 168 his whole life.
Crawford did amazing, he a legend, man, 3-time undisputed, you gotta take his hat off to him. He went up 2 weight classes and dominated a legend, so my hat goes off to him and he's all respect.
Do you think Canelo is the same guy that he was before? You think he's completely falling off?
Canelo's Canelo, you know what I mean? Canelo's a legend, bro. You gotta, at the end of the day, whatever happened that fight, that don't diminish his career, his image. You feel me? I think right now, he's at that time where he took an L, but he ain't take an L, you know what I'm saying? He got paid and he a legend at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So if he want to walk over in the sunset right now, his last name is in the cement. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the greatest Mexican fighters in the world.
I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but Crawford does have all the titles. You're a really big name. He's kind of in your way right now a little bit. Yeah. Is that a fight where you're just like, me and him get it on for sure?
Not for sure. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? We don't duck no smoke. So, right now, I'm focused on my comeback fight, you know what I'm saying? I gotta put my head down, whatever happened my last fight is cool, but that ain't dim my light at all, you know what I'm saying? I'm still a superstar, I'm still a star, I'm still the king of New York, man, I'm fly, I look good, I fight good, man. So, I'm excited for next year.
Crawford did something that night that boxers just don't do these days. The world was shocked because he wasn't bigger or heavier than anyone else, and he didn't need any catch weights or tune-ups. He simply showed up and easily beat the best fighter in his division.
Who thinks better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is...
The problem became clear after that. Crawford didn't have anyone left. He had already dealt with Errol Spence. He had already broken down the best Mexican boxer of the last 10 years. He was already unified at 140. He had already taken over 147. After that, he took over 168. It was over. One name kept coming up, but no one else really stood in the way. Jaron Boots Ennis, the monster who had never lost, was running through everyone in his path.
Get him in the fights. We've got to get him undisputed at 47. He can move up. I want to see him fight Terence Crawford. You know, I mean, that's a fight that's been talked about, and Terence will only take that fight if it's big enough. I'll back Jaron Boots Ennis against anybody. And what a joy to be guiding this man.
It's not a new thought. Fans asked for years to see Crawford versus Boots Ennis when both were at 147. The IBF even requested the fight happen in 2023, but it never did. Some said Crawford was trying to stay away from a young, hungry lion. Others claimed Boots had chances to start the fight, but didn't take them. Fans thought the window was gone for good after Crawford moved on. But then Boots got better. Then all of a sudden, someone noticed something. Boots did more than just win. He looked like Crawford did in his prime.
I think the perfect weight for Boots is 160. I think he could go there now and be in his absolute prime. He'll be tight at 54 tomorrow. People think that when you move up in weight, all of a sudden it's easy. He's massive. He will 100% go to 168 at some point. So right there, you've got a 4-division championship. But I don't want him just to be a 4-division champion. I want him to be undisputed in those, because I think he's the natural progressor to Terence Crawford. I think he's of the same kind of ability as Terence Crawford. And what Crawford's done is amazing, because he was undisputed in 3 weight classes.
Yeah, you got to prove it in a ring.
Of course you have. It's very well me saying it. But you've got to prove it in a ring. But you've also, people know in boxing. So everyone's always known how good Crawford was. But it took him a long time to get the opportunities to prove it. We've got to make sure that we're not 36, 37, 38 when we're getting those opportunities. Because if Boots can get it at 29, 30, he's going to be around 34, 35. He lives a clean life. Do you know what I mean? I think this guy, I truly believe, I think he could be one of the all-time.
He was called the new Crawford by many. Promoters started to push the fight once more. The talk went off the rails when Eddie Hearn said that Crawford could only really face one opponent who could beat him. Tell me a fight other than Ennis versus Crawford that you would want to see, Hearn asked. Boots is still in good shape. He's not hurt. He's not tired from 80 fights. His age difference with Crawford is 10 years. Hearn basically told Bud that he needs to fight Boots if he wants a real battle.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first. But that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much in his prime.
Months, both men have been giving signs. After beating Canelo, Crawford said out loud that Boots Ennis is the face of boxing. He even showed respect by calling Bud one of the best boxers ever. On the other hand, Ennis has made it clear that he thinks he is the one who can beat Crawford. Interview 7. Boots said that Crawford is the face of boxing right now, but the way he said it made me think something else, like take advantage of the time you have left. Meanwhile, Crawford has been funny and smart at the same time. After each win, he told Boots how great it was. He noticed how talented he was.
Wait, and by the way, there's this brother coming up, Molly. His name is Boots Ennis. This brother's special. You don't want to go in the ring against after that beating. Molly, it was so bad. I swear to y'all, I am not exaggerating. You know how I got called.
When someone asked Crawford if Boots could beat him, he smiled and said, "Great things come to those who wait," meaning you are not ready. Things changed when Bud beat Canelo. Boots called him out right away. Promoters began to come up with numbers. Networks began meeting in private.
Boots Ennis is in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. He's got the it, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
Definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for.
When someone asked Crawford if Boots could beat him, he smiled and said, "Great things come to those who wait," meaning you are not ready. Things changed when Bud beat Canelo. Boots called him out right away. Promoters began to come up with numbers. Networks began meeting in private.
Boots and Crawford, that would be one of the biggest fights in history, man. You know what I mean? When it comes to styles, they both of them have beautiful styles, man. You know what I mean? They both switch, and they both can do it all. You know what I mean? Crawford will fight you. He just showed everybody he'll fight you too. Boots will fight you inside and outside. When you got heart like that, that's what you do. And Crawford does the same thing,
So people with the names Eddie Hearn, Tim Bradley, and Sean Porter started to say one simple thing. Bud has one fight left. So why do boxing experts and insiders call Boots the new prophet? This is said for a reason.
Who they are cancel out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in a big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I gotta go with Crawford.
Few fighters have as many skills as Crawford does. Boots is one of them. He doesn't lose any power when he switches from orthodox to southpaw. In response, he uses silly timing. He hits you when you least expect it. He's taller, bigger, and younger than you. And he hits hard enough to keep you honest.
Punches harder. Jerron Boots Ennis or Terence Bud Crawford. Jerron's shots seem to be more thumping and more like a whip, where they come out kind of wider. Jerron also twists his whole body behind each shot, gets a lot of leverage. Terence Bud Crawford's shots seem to be shorter, and he gets more of that shoulder snap. Terence Bud Crawford's punches are also placed very strategically. He uses his opponent's momentum against them and catches them coming in and has them leaning right into that shoulder shot. Remember, the punch going from point A to point B in the shortest distance is the goal that's trying to be achieved in all fighters. Mike Tyson made that an art. Boots and Bud both have a lot of knockouts, but who do you guys think hits harder between the two of them? Tell me in the comments.
Be patient. This is where the hype really hits. Crawford is getting old. Boots is getting better. That's what the plot is. Boots stands for the next era. When it comes to this era, Crawford is the best.
He better than Floyd Mayweather?
To me, he is because he challenges himself. So for me, don't get me wrong, Floyd ain't no bad fighter. Floyd is a hell of a sharp fighter, but I ain't gonna say a better fighter. I'm gonna say I just appreciate him more because he challenges himself. You understand me? Floyd never challenged himself. So if you tell me who I want to see, Floyd or Terence, I want to see Terence, because Terence gonna challenge himself. Floyd may be a better fighter because Floyd is slick and Floyd really can fight. People know I don't underestimate Floyd's boxing ability. Floyd has great boxing ability. Floyd is one of the best ever, but Floyd just never challenges.
Crawford is fine with his money. He doesn't need belts. He doesn't need to be reassured. He was already the only one to unify 3 weight classes. He has already beaten 2 of the best boxers of our time. The world was already wrong about him. So why does he need Boots? Legacy is the word. Crawford wants to leave as the best boxer of our time without a doubt, not compared to Spence or Canelo, but to everyone else. And it wouldn't be true that he never fought a young lion when he was at his best. Boots is the right answer there. He stops the whole sport. If Bud beats him, he leaves the ring ahead of Mayweather, Pacquiao, and Canelo. That's why many fans and experts say this fight makes sense for him.
Beat this guy, is his excuse. I beat this guy, he's too young or whatever. So I'm never really going to give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. You know, we really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing. You know, and the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. And I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose. You know, so I just think, you know, when you that much better than the competition, you know, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
Boots is in the best place possible. Boots is in the best place possible. He has never lost, is young, powerful, and is finally getting noticed. He knows he needs a big name. He needs an important win for his future. He will become the face of boxing right away if he beats Crawford. Not next year, not after 3 more wins, the very next day. And unlike most challengers, Boots isn't following Crawford because he badly needs the win. He genuinely thinks he's better. At some point, the next generation of fighters steps up to test the great ones. For Crawford, this could be his moment. Time is the biggest risk. Crawford is 38 years old and Boots is 28.
Do you think Ennis is the guy to give Crawford like trouble in there if they were ever to fight?
I think that would be a great fight. You know, the young hungry lion versus the legend. That would be a hell of a fight. Maybe 160. If it's a vacant title at 160, I think that they can make that happen for sure. I think it just has to make sense for both parties. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if there's a vacant belt, Crawford's gonna want to be 6th division champion, and then he'll make Ennis move up to 160. I think
Crawford has been to war. Boots is not hurt. Crawford has been in the biggest fights, while Boots has fought good champions but hasn't faced legends. This makes the ideal storm. Crawford has done it before. Boots has youth on his side, and that changes the way the fight is planned. Boots can match Bud's style. Boots can be shown to be inexperienced by Bud. Both guys can hurt each other. They are both smarter than the other. This isn't Canelo, whose body began to break down. This isn't Spence after his car accident. This is a new, hungry, and powerful monster who wants the throne. Boxing fans are split. About half think Crawford beats Boots. The other half think Boots is too young, too big, and too fast. Some say this is Crawford's last big fight. Others say it's Boots' party to arrive.
That's a good fight. That's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. Probably at middleweight or something. That's like a vacant belt. That's definitely up there. That's definitely a big fight. Probably Shakur and Tank too, maybe. That's like right on the scene. But yeah, that's that. You might not be lying. That might be the biggest fight.
One thing though, everyone agrees on this. This is the best fight in American boxing. There are only 2 very good fighters left. Several people with knowledge say that the talks are serious. Eddie Hearn is working hard to get Boots the shot. Netflix wants to get involved. The money is good for both sides. Crawford hasn't said no to it yet.
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how good.
Said he would fight at any weight. In other words, he's all in. Crawford has already told the press that he wants one more big fight before he retires. This would be the most important boxing match in the United States since Mayweather versus Pacquiao, if it goes through. This time though, the fighters are still at their best and not past their prime. I have one more question for you. Who wins? The great who always gets it right, or the young monster who's taking over the sport? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and follow Fightfield. See you in the next video.